Alrighty, and welcome back to Cold Waters with the Silver Ghost. It's me. Hi. Okay, so the tea of the night. Let me make sure I'm not getting any echoes. Good, I'm not. Alright. The tea of the evening is vanilla chai. Supposedly. Anywho. So it seems we left off on a bit of a cliffhanger yesterday, with an invasion fleet coming in. Let's check our orders just to make sure I'm not imagining things. The large Fort of enemy invasion fleet. Yeah, we have an enemy invasion fleet heading to Oslo. Alright, let's go in and check our stores. We have 4 TASM anti-ship missiles. So Tomahawk anti-ship missiles. And then 18 Mark 48s, of which we have 4 in the tubes already. Okay. Good. Good. Everything's solid. Yep. Continuing on course. I didn't do it. Ah. Battle for West Germany. The battle for West Germany continues after Allied forces have made what officials called tactical retreats. Our military analysts explain why the shortening of front lines sometimes is necessary to maintain efficiency on the battlefield. In what analysis have dubbed a pitting of superior technology against superiority in numbers, neither NATO nor the Warsaw Pact can claim the upper hand yet. Dominance of the Atlantic still hangs in the balance as both sides suffered losses during the past few days. Okay. Basically that means that West Germany's a bloody mess. And by the sound of it, it means that NATO's made some tactical retreats, which would be a problem. Alright, we have a new sonar contact, bearing 5-1. I'm going to record that into the chat so we have it, just in case. We are heading at a bearing of 351 at a speed of 5 knots. We're basically already at ultra quiet. Tubes are loaded. Probable service contact. Scattered light breeze and a later. Apparently the close to button doesn't work anymore, so all hands man your battle stations.
Sonar new contact bearing 0.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Alright, now this is a probable surface
Make
group.
depth 4, 5 feet, dive by.
So we're going to come up a little bit and get ourselves at PD. Oh, this is going to get
dive at
awkward.
4, 5 feet, dive by.
Very, very shallow water. Let me look. Active sonar pulse. There is deep water to be had.
Sonar new contact bearing 0,
Over
8,
here.
0. Designated Sierra 4.
So far we have a lot of sonar contacts, and by the sound of it, active sonar pulses. Active sonar is not terrible for us, because that means that we know whatever it is, we have a military hostile contact on that line of bearing, and it's really easy to triangulate onto a... Let me move my chatting device. Very easy to triangulate into a actively pinging target. I'm betting these are surface ships.
Sonar new contact bearing 0, 9, 5. Designated Sierra 5.
It looks like a Kara on sonar.
Sonar Sierra 1 is classified as escort.
Very funny. Welcome to the chat. Alright. Yeah, we need ID targets. And then I will fiddle with you more. Yeah, I know. There's a little bit of active sonar out there. Only, like, a lot. It's an Aguma.
Sonar Sierra 3 is classified as merchant.
We're gonna see if we can classify as many of these guys as possible without putting up any master antennas.
Sonar new contact bearing 0, 7, 1. Designated Sierra 7.
Because I want to have as many of them ID'd as we possibly can before we put up antennas. Because we are going to visually ID these guys too.
Sonar Sierra 2 is classified as merchant.
Yeah, this looks like a landing group.
Sonar Sierra 6 is classified as merchant.
Which means, logically speaking, this is probably another...
Sonar Sierra 4 is classified as merchant.
I mean, they have the Kara, which is a cruiser, but they do have other warships escorting this group, right? Might be a Cashin.
Sonar Sierra 5 is classified as escort.
Okay, now it's an invasion fleet with only a cruiser and a Cashin. as escorts. Does that seem odd to anybody else? That seems incredibly odd to me. Yeah. So there should be another boat in the front usually, because usually a lead ship escorting one of these convoys. All right, up ESM.
Raise the ESM mast.
See if we can't get better contacts. We have additional echoes. That could be problematic. These guys are all down in this line of bearing, basically. It's kick on. Oops, wrong button. Night vision. Start getting some solid IDs. And I don't have a good angle on them.
Con sonar, Master 8 is classified as escort.
There's another one. Oh, you're a little close, Kara. Is there anything north of the Kara? Not that I can tell. So there's a couple of the merchantmen we couldn't get good contacts on with visual acquisitions, just because either bad angles or else just really miserable angles. Okay, what's this echo? We have an echo down 8-2. She's going to be somewhere down this line of bearing. I don't see anything, and that tells me it's either not a surface
Lower
ship,
the ESM mast.
or we do not have a solid contact. But however, this Kara is way too close for comfort, so he is a high priority to eliminate. The only problem is the let's see, is it a helicopter contact? Echo 8's a helicopter contact. Okay. So they do already have an ASW helicopter in the air and patrolling. That's a little less surprising. Okay. So we're going to go and give ourselves a little bit of water between us and them.
Make depth 150 feet.
Unfortunately,
Dive
we have
high.
very little water to actually play in. So that's going to make life a little bit more difficult. And then we're going to go ahead and engage this Kara, because it needs to die. And it needs to die quickly. We also want to hit the cash-in if at all possible. The fact that I keep losing Echo 9, and I only had Echo 9 on ESM, makes me very, very nervous. I think it might be the helicopter, but it might also be a surface contact. The ESM guys can't really give you more than, hey, we have a contact down this line of bearing at approximately this range. Heck, it could be civilian for all I know. I doubt it, but it could be civilian. We know it's not biologic, because biologics don't, give off radio and radar, which is nice. Kara's turning. Kara might have us on active. Actually, I'm very suspicious they has us on active. So we're going to go ahead and feed him a fish.
Shoot 2-1, aye sir.
Con, dive at 150 feet. Dive high.
Now these ones we're going to lose the wires on, because we only can have 2 at
Con,
a
fire
time.
control, we've lost the wire.
So these are just getting thrown at the convoy.
Con, fire control, we've lost the wire. Make turns forward. Con sonar, we are cavitating.
Bad.
Con sonar, no longer
I
cavitating.
did want to dive, I did not want to hit
Con,
that
fire
button.
control, we've lost the wire. Con, maneuvering, making turns
Okay,
forward.
wires are
Passing
cut.
200 feet.
We want to make ourselves and the bottom indistinguishable, because I know their helicopters are probably going to be coming over soon. I don't necessarily want to bottom out the sub, but... And we did cavitate for a second there, but that's nothing compared to, those trails of bubbles.
Passing 300 feet.
Yeah, in theory you could, but with the Mark 48 tracker heads, I usually don't worry about it. They're usually pretty damn good at finding and killing these guys. They are spectacular fire and forget torpedoes. Now, I'm very concerned by the very high
Con,
probability
torpedo room,
of
tube 2 ready.
a hostile missile strike with missiles carrying torpedoes. Because that actually is what got us last time I was streaming. is we ate a missile drop torpedo right amidships, which is why we're going to go ahead and sit down by the bottom. Otherwise, we're just trying to get the tubes reloaded and kind of inch away from where we fired them. That would be a hot torpedo contact. Thank you, game. Okay, so there's definitely torpedoes coming. Let's see if we
Make
can
turns
get up to
for
15 knots without
15
cavitating.
knots.
Because we need to
Maneuvering
not
eye.
be where we are. That's true, but they all these guys should have heard the launch transients. They are way too close to just have
Con
missed that
maneuvering.
detail.
Making turns for 1,
Now I'm just hoping
5
that that torpedo
knots.
decides it wants to arm before... Oh, crap. Tell me that cache is way closer than it is.
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
Like, I'm hoping that just goes live and turns and nails him. Otherwise, we gave him too much lead. Which is not impossible. There it goes. Beautiful. You go, torpedo. My only concern is hostile counterfire.
Con sonar lost
hit on
contact.
the car,
Master
right?
1. Last
to hit it square
bearing
amidships, 'cause it looks like he cracked it in
070.
half.
Contact breaking up.
Which is good for us. That's a dead car. That's a cruiser. we just told them to bugger off. So that's, if nothing else, that'll hurt the invasion just on the fact that its support cruiser just got ruined. We're actually going to go ahead and set a course this way.
Come right to 048. Helm eye.
And we're going to go ahead and turn towards the convoy somewhat. Now I'm actually going to bring this up down a little bit more. See if we can't get down to 375. And
Con,
the
torpedo
bottom
room, tube 3 ready.
is a little bit more symmetric than...
Con, less than 50 feet below the keel.
Con
Yeah.
helm. Steady
All
course.
right. Yes. There's a hostile seeker head. That is a... Dude. He's having a bad day. I'm hoping we're underneath that guy's seeker head. In case we aren't,
Come left to 348. Helm eye.
let's go ahead and just try to get out of his cone. Can I get this boat up to 20 knots without cavitating?
Make turns for 20 knots. Maneuvering eye.
Because we're above 400, so above 400 we cannot go full
Con
speed.
sonar lost contact. Master 7. Last bearing 083. Contact faded. Con maneuvering. Making turns for 20 knots.
Sorry I'm not commentating a ton, but oh boy. That torpedo has me nervous.
Con, torpedo room, tube 4 ready.
I don't know how far down the Russian seeker heads go. This will be an important experiment so we know for the future. Or at least how far down their ship-launched versions go.
Con sonar lost contact. Master 3. Last bearing 102. Contact faded.
So it seems as
Con
though...
sonar lost contact.
They'll
Master
only go up or
6.
down
Last
about
bearing
300
09. Come right to 081. Helm eye.
Ours actually ended up doing a little bit of snake searches too, but I think one of our torps has found a merchantman given the look at that sonar contact, and he's doing some evasive maneuvers, so he's either dodging his own or something else. Alright, well, since we now have them cleared and all the tubes reloaded,
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
let's go ahead and get quiet again and see if we can reacquire the sonar contacts. And get the towed array back out so we can get the added precision of said towed array. At 81 decibels, I don't doubt our ability to pick them back up. But we're
Con
very close to
sonar
100
regained
decibels.
contact on. Master 3. Bearing 104.
Yeah, it looks like two of our weapons are both locked
Con
onto the same
sonar
mount.
regained
They're-
contact on. Con
It's kind of
helm.
an issue.
Steady course.
I know there's another weapon down here that I just don't have acquisition on because we fired it, and I'd like to get that cannon back into detection as well. But that wreck of the car is probably going to do.
Con sonar lost contact. Master 2. Last bearing 094. Contact breaking up.
It's such a nice sound, just boom in the distance. You see a little flash. And this game does a very good job of that kind of very rewarding, good job, you're doing good things. That we've definitively hit something in the invasion fleet. It probably wasn't one of the landing transports is really what we need. Oh, there's another hit. Another distant bull. I don't know why, but that's just always been really fascinating to me. Or it does that. Alright. So the convoy itself is probably on the get the hell out plan. That torpedo's one of ours and it missed the cash-in. Okay, I think the solution here is we need to put another one downrange of the cash-in and keep the wire in this one. To our best of our abilities. We're going to fire it out of tube 3. We're going to enable at 8,000 yards, and we're just going to manual guide it in as best we can.
Shoot tube 3. Aye, sir.
We're also going to come
Con sonar, new contact bearing. Come right to 107. Helm aye.
The heck are you? I don't... It might be merchant traffic.
Con sonar, Sierra 10 is classified as merchant.
Okay. I'm just interested in the data on the cash-in. Because that's the one we have the wired weapon attached to. In the meantime, here's hoping that we can get some better locks on the rest of them.
Con, helm, steady course.
Now, I'm kind of distrustful of the fact that sonar had the cash-in over here, then he turned towards us and he, like, pulled out his magic spell book and bippity-boppity-boo teleported closer to us. Now, you're playing a high enough difficulty level, this initial track may have been wrong. But they had him pretty solid for a while. Even when we were moving at high speed, they maintained that contact, so I have a hard time believing that he could suddenly slow down, turn towards us, and teleport closer. That having been said, I don't want the torpedo to go under him. That's only a 69% acquisition contact. I'm tempted to do a TLA leg just to try and TMA leg, my bad. Just to try and get a better acquisition on this guy. But at the same, you know, we're gonna set this torpedo live and see if its warhead sees him. Because we know he's down this line of bearing. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna set the torpedo's bearing and course down 173-ish. Yeah, he isn't there, because the torpedo would have picked him up by now.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Okay. It's got a solid acquisition. I don't need to touch it. Yep, there he is. Close. Alright, now we have a lot of contacts. I'm gonna order us back up to
depth
PD.
4, 5 feet, dive high.
Using the simple assumption that we're gonna want to put our antennas up quick and get an acquisition on the other warships. Because if we can kill all the warships, then it's unbelievably even in show what are the semi-critical zones. Yeah, that's kind of what I was suspecting.
Con sonar, noisemaker,
But
bearing
you're not gonna
1
fool a
6 1.
148 active homing head. Passive maybe, but when it's actively pinging.